most of us, your godparents is who you think can buy you pretty things, who you think is rich, and godparents' responsibility, carry them to church, make sure so they don't deviate. The godparent is the other parent who you know is responsible. At every juncture of my life, I am more convinced that there's nobody you meet that is by accident. Nothing that happens in life is by chance. Everything is a part of this grand big scheme. Hey there, thank you for joining me. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, just want to extend a hearty, wholesome welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Please ensure you hit that subscribe button before you go, and can you just share with like 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, at minimum of 5 persons before you go. Yes, I really appreciate that. If you are returning, thank you so much for your continuous support. I really appreciate it. Also, I'm gonna ask you to share with a minimum of 5 people. Yes, let's get 10 new subscribers at the end of this video. Who knows? All right. So earlier I was speaking to Amori, and as I was speaking to him, my mind drifted to the previous call. No, not the previous one. The previous one was with his teacher, but the one before that was with Aunty Fiddy. So many persons, if you are close to me, you know that Aunty Fiddy is very dear to me, and how life comes around full circle. That's what I'm going to speak about today. So here's a little backstory. Aunty Fiddy and my mother have been friends for years. When I say years, years. So you know, grade 8, and now I am a mature 25. I have children now, and even the university, so you know, a long time they're my friends. And at every juncture of my life, I am more convinced that there's nobody you meet that is by accident. Nothing that happens in life is by chance. Everything is a part of this grand big scheme. You know when they say all things work together for good to those who love God? Yes, because me love God, I believe that every single person that I meet out there is a part of a grand plan. Yes. So earlier I was having a conversation with Amori, and in talking to Aunty Fiddy, because you know I missed the phone call, the connectivity never did work out, so I didn't get to talk to Amori while she was in the car. And also she had to show up for her son because Dearies is getting an award today, and of course we believe in supporting. We're going to be present once we can. So she said to me, don't worry yourself, I gave him the talk, I did the prayer, and he's cool.
Alright, cool.
And I never finished because I know she said so, and it is so. How many of us can say that we have people in our lives or around our children that are that solid? Aunty Fiddy and my mother has been friends from grade 8 at Denham Town High School. My mother had me around like about grade 8, grade 9, thereabouts. Yeah, that's another story. Aunty Fiddy and my mother has been friends from Whoppy till Philip. Like, we all don't know why that day was memorable, why that day is still being spoken about. I don't know what Whoppy did. I don't know what Philip did to cause all of this, but whatever it is, everybody from a Jamaican, you know about the time when Whoppy did kill Philip. We don't know. Talk about it. Is it the first? If have you ever heard of the day that Whoppy killed Philip? Yeah, talk about it below. Comment below, make we hear about it. What do you know about that story? Do you know what exactly happened on the day that Whoppy killed Philip? Do you know if it's a situation where Whoppy provoked Philip or Philip provoked Whoppy? We don't know. I could talk about it, but something happened that has caused generations and generations to talk about that day when Whoopi killed Philip. But anyways, this is gonna be a short video. It's just about having people in your corner that are in alignment and that will support you irrespective of what happens. Oh, yeah, so for the first time, I'm seeing a ship. Yeah, all this time, you know, I've been here, not one ship to see. Alright, so I don't recall ever a period in our lives that Aunty Fiddy has not been present. Throughout the highs, the lows, yes, the down ground, the lowest of the lowest in our lives, Aunty Fiddy has always been there. And how ironic it is that at this stage of my life, I'm away and Aunty Fiddy is there. Have a married, lot. Care, lot. Earlier years, what I remember, I've always had, you know, you have godparents. A lot of people, as soon as they have a child, they say, who's going to be the godparent? For most of us, your godparents is who you think can buy you pretty things, who you think is rich and can take care of your child or whatnot. So what I have learned on my journey, yes, I've been unlearning, you know, and I'm in the process of relearning. Godparents are actually responsible for growing up the child in church. Godparents. Yes, godparents' responsibility, carry them to church. Make sure so them don't deviate. The godparents is the other parent who you know is responsible. So your godparent, so you are expected to choose your godparents responsibly. Not just somebody who you like, somebody who you think can buy things for you, pity them, somebody who can give them the pretty dandan. But people who are grounded in faith, people who are grounded and solid with God, who will grow them up, who will ensure that they grow to love God. These are people who will take them to church, people who will not allow them to deviate from the teachings and the tenets of the Bible. People who are responsible, who you know that in the event that something unfortunate should happen, these people have your back nonetheless. These people will be there from birth until such time, until whoever I close first. Those are godparents. Let me tell you now. As a mature 25-year-old with a 19-year-old, yeah, birth. Yeah, whoever don't know the story, anyway, you'll know the story. But yeah, so as a mature 25-year-old, yeah, 25 plus 14, I still have an active godmother who do the things there for me. Not only me, but for my children as well. Not only for me and my children, but for me, my children, my friends, and my family. Anybody who I am connected to is a friend of my godmother. If you know me and you don't know my godmother, you don't know me. That's how good it is. That's how good she is. That's how close she is. That's how present she is. Aunty Fiddy has been in my life, let me tell you. I don't recall a moment in my mother's life, in my life, in my children's life that Aunty Fiddy has not been present. The lady, solid. When I say solid, I say solid. In my early years, what I can remember, I wasn't one of the privileged ones. My family was not what or who would be considered the rich. We grew up when I was 13. Grandmother sell newspaper, father sell all sorts of things. Yes, I was birthed in a family of sellers, and we never have it. But in my earlier years, I learned about, unknowingly, I was being taught about friendships. I would remember many Sunday afternoons, my mother would get us dressed, because you know, on Sunday at the inner city, yeah, we're going to put our pretty clothes now, we're going to put our Sunday best, and we say Sunday best, nice and dolly down and ear full of clip and all these things, and my my mother would journey to Denham Town and we would have dinner. Yes, we go down there and we eat down at Aunty Fiddy, and she always, at the time, you know, she always welcoming and everything, and her children at the time would, you know, we would play and things like that. Now, when I grow up, now that I've grown up, I would, you know, share these times with Aunty Fiddy, and Aunty Fiddy would be like, you know, things were so rough at the time, and, you know, she would talk about her children's father and how they would try to make ends meet, and I'm like, then look for Miss Georgia, she a journey with her tree pitting them go down to the woman yard and the woman can't be turned duck off a nest. But I don't recall at any point in time that I felt as though I was shortening a morsel from these people's plates. So my mother, through some unfortunate situations, domestic situations, she sought opportunities to pretty much vacate and lift up from Jamaica because, yeah, it was not going too right with my father. And so my mother left Jamaica just before I was able to sit my common entrance examinations. So pretty much we'll go through it. My grandmother and my extended family, my Uncle Evan, Uncle George, my Uncle George, Uncle Evan, my cousins, my, you know, my father was here, my brother was always in support. Yeah, big up you, Desmond, always a supporter. So these were the people that were pretty much left to take care of me. At that time, we never have phone or anything, or we ever call and look at things like that. But I remember mommy we would write letters to each other. So when I sat my common entrance exam, I never really have no much support. But them didn't know the girl did bright and so nobody never work as girl I gotta do her thing. But one of the things that I can recall, when results came out, I remember the day for graduation. I'll never forget it. Graduation was at 3. It was some minutes past 2 the day I was ironing my uniform. And St. Peter Claver Primary at the time, we used to wear pleated. The uniforms was pleated. And I was ironing my uniform some minutes past 2. My hair wasn't combed, my shoes wasn't cleaned. My grandmother at the time had not returned from work because she used to work in the free zones down by Jamaica Needlecraft, and she didn't come from work as yet. My father has not showed up as yet. My aunt had not showed up as yet. Auntie Claudette, big up yourself. She had not shown up as yet. So I was ironing my uniform. So it's not like now where I would ensure that everything is long prepared and everything was all done and everything would have been sorted out for my children before. No, me never have none of that. And unknowingly, Aunty Fiddy showed up. The lady showed up. Yeah. She was the one who finished ironing my dress. I think her hair was, yeah, she put in the hairstyle. You don't know if your hairstyle, you wrap it up so, you swoop it up so, and you wrap it over, you pin it, yeah, that hairstyle there. I think that's what she, yeah, that's what my memory, that's from my recollection, that's how her hair looked. And she helped me to iron. And she tell me to go bathe and sort out myself, and then she clean out my shoes for me. And she catch up my hair. At the time, I didn't have any scrunchie to catch up my hair, and she did it in 2. One at the back, one at the front. I mean, I tell you, every time I look on the picture, I laugh with some stick up so. But for me, I'm like, Aunty Fiddy has been present, was present at that time in my life, and Aunty Fiddy is now present at this time in my son's life. Who could it be but God? That's the importance of having good friends who just are friends who are willing to ride out the storm, friends who are not judgmental, friends who will accommodate you, friends who will shift their schedule to accommodate you, friends who will love you and your children as they do theirs, friends who will make sacrifices. And the fact that these sacrifices not only stayed during that period, but they have transcended generation. because I look and see how Aunty Fiddy's children and we interact. I look and see how they interact with my children. I look and see how her grandchildren interact with my children. So for me, it was just pivotal this morning, and I just want to say thank you, Aunty Fiddy, for everything that you have done. Thank you for being that rock. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for being you, being authentically you. Thank you for doing the things then, yeah. For your part, when I come home at night time and I have to think about go and go cook, because I know to eat, because you know me. I cook so much from my yard and my name I cook. Yeah, I do it, but more while I can't bother. More while I just cannot bother. More while you say the girl can cook, you know, but the girl, yeah, she always says, but you know, I'm at that place right now. Especially because the ladies are not here and it's just a morning and make nothing really bother him. Yeah, we'll just do it whenever. Sunday we'll go, and Sunday late too. So Aunty Fiddy, thank you for having your pots available so that I can come in and go in whenever. Thank you for all that you have done, and I pray that the Lord will grant you long life, that your store basket will never be empty, that you will know no lack, that you will continue to be the matriarch that you are in your family, in my family. If ever I need a big hug, I know say a big and them dead. If ever I need anything to do, I just want to say, just have to say it, and immediately you start to rock your brain as to how it is that you can shuffle things. And you know, one of the things I've always wanted to do is to tell you thanks. As life improves, that I will be able to, you know, make it easier for you, because you have such a good heart. Like, there's so much to say about this lady, and of course I'll get her on here at some point. But I just felt compelled to say, Lord, I thank you for orchestrating the friendship between Aunty Fiddy, Miss Arlene, and my mother from before we even could have thought. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew thee. So imagine, before I was even conceptualized, before my father met my mother, through however the circumstance was, Aunty Fiddy was already a part of the grand scheme of things. Before I knew that I would have been having children, Aunty Fiddy was always, God already had a place for Aunty Fiddy way down the line. Like, I'm hoping that you're seeing how everything and everybody you meet is connected. Every day I ask, how can you not see God? Like the person who wrote that song, how can you not see God? So until next time, I want to say thank you for joining me. I did not write anything down. I just decided to just speak from my heart. Like, the lady just nice. And I'm hoping, and what I'm believing God for you, you will also have the opportunity to experience an Aunty Fiddy in your life. That you will also get the opportunity to, that your children will also get the opportunity to experience an Aunty Fiddy in their lives. That your children's children will also get to experience all of this. That you will have somebody in your life who not just looks at you as an opportunity to get something, that you will not see the people around you as opportunities, but like really that you will form meaningful friendships that will transcend generations. That is what we are believing God for. You know, friendships that last a lifetime, that when your children are telling their stories to their children, they will speak about all of this that happened here. I'm on top of the Eden, and I think it's almost lunchtime, so forgive me for that. So you have an Aunty Fiddy in your life. I'm just asking you to love upon that person. Tell that person how you feel about them. Tell them thank you for all that they have done. Make that declaration. Put them before God. You know, identify that person. Speak speak, you know, pray over that person as how you pray over yourself and your children or your good friends. If you have good friends like that, if you remember somebody in your mother's life, your father's life, your grandma, that person who was there, it's not going to hurt to just pick the phone up and call that person. Aunty Fiddy, I love you, we love you, and I am believing God that you will experience the hand of God like never before, that God will just simply blow your mind, that you will just lay down one day and say, God, I thank you that every good seed that I have sown from my heart, like the fact that you do this without an expectation to get, but all these children that you would have, you know, assisted with when their parents were overseas, these children that you can't find yourself, because something about you just grace, you just have the grace for those take on people picnic and call them your own. Like, that's just so awesome. I love you, we love you, and all the best. So if you stayed until the end, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you for, you know, sticking it out with me. Just a reminder, please ensure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Yeah, something like that. Let's grow the Sincerely Feds family, where we talk faith, family experiences, and want to talk about a little glimmer where we have wholesome conversations. Yeah. So thank you for being a part of the Sincerely Feds family. Bye.